This gorgeous girl who both had money and beauty had to get married to an old man. All English men loved her, but only one person who didn't love her was her husband. Georgiana was the most stunning rose in England. Wherever she went, everyone would be attracted by her eyes. That day, her mom told her that she would get married to Duke of Devonshire, William, and become one of the most powerful women in this nation. Georgiana was extremely delighted because she was the kind of person who was ambitious and aspiring. But did the Duke love her? On their wedding night, Georgiana apparently could answer this question. The Duke was not only much older than her but also treated her coldly. Except for the pain, she couldn't feel any love from him that night. Her mom told her, "That's how marriage is, after giving him a child, he will automatically treat you better." But she didn't hope that she would make him fall in love with her deeply by her beauty. But the truth was always sad. He left right in the middle of the dinner, and made her entertain these nobles by herself, so that he could go and have sex with a maid. When Georgiana was pregnant, he brought an orphan home. Her name is Charlotte. In order to make Georgiana take care of the girl as well as learn how to be a mom, Georgiana had no choice other than to accept what he said. When she was about to give birth, the only thing that her husband cared about was whether it was a boy or a girl, but not her health. After knowing that it was a girl, he coldly glanced at the baby and then left. Georgiana was hopeless, so she wouldn't hold out hope that her husband would love her, so she just focused on taking care of her daughter. After that, she got pregnant 3 times. The first one was also a girl, and the other 2 were stillborn. She's heard that drinking hot spring water could help to give birth to a son. Therefore, she suffered the smell of sulfur and drank 2 glasses a day. It was not because she wanted a son, but because this would strengthen her status. She was an honorable queen of England. The clothes that she has worn were all sold out the next morning. All English women wanted to be like her. All English men loved her except for her husband. After many times of giving birth, Georgiana paid more attention to her social relationship. She met Elizabeth at a prom. Elizabeth's husband has been hitting on a lot of girls. Therefore, Elizabeth didn't have a place to stay. Moreover, her child was also taken away. They've both met, but it looked like they've known each other for a long time. Georgiana invited her to stay over at her house, as well as wanted to use her husband's power to help Elizabeth regain her son. They both became best friends. Georgiana learned how to satisfy herself from Elizabeth. In this boring marriage, Elizabeth has become her only consolation. However, Georgiana didn't expect her husband to take away her only friend. He cheated on her with Elizabeth. Georgiana stepped back and didn't dare to open the door after knowing they were having sex. She couldn't understand that why not other girls in England but her best friend. She has been trying her best to make her husband proud of her. But what did she get from him then? Georgiana wanted to kick Elizabeth away, but was accused by her husband. He blamed her that she didn't fulfill her duty as a wife, which was giving him a son. After that, Elizabeth explained to Georgiana that she wanted to see her child again, so the only way to do it was to take advantage of the Duke. Looking at Elizabeth seeing her child again, and being intimate with her husband, Georgiana couldn't stand it. She was treated as an outsider. Hence, she decided to participate in political activities, using her charisma to help her first love, Count Charles, to win the support of the public. She couldn't hold her feelings anymore, so she decided to cheat on her husband with Charles. A smart woman will know how to deal with her husband's betrayal. Then let's just make a deal. A deal? Yes, I will give you my blessing if you accept my feelings with Charles Grey. A man who was in that high position like the Duke, of course didn't agree with it. He only required Georgiana for 2 things: her loyalty and a son. She not only failed to complete her mission but also cheated on him. She was not allowed to go anywhere unless she gave birth to a son. He's been following her all day, which made Georgiana look like a body without soul. She didn't even feel that her hair was on fire. Finally, she satisfied her husband's desire, which meant she gave birth to a son. Georgiana then just didn't love or care about her husband anymore. Maybe because Elizabeth felt guilty, she invited Mr. Charles over when the Duke was not home, to let Georgiana and Charles meet each other. As soon as Charles arrived, Georgiana immediately felt better. Georgiana gradually accepted Elizabeth, and came to the casino regularly to meet Charles. After knowing this, her husband came to her mom's house. Georgiana, this has gone much too far. It is beneath our dignity. Georgiana didn't care about the rumors. She was willing to give up her duchess to pursue her love. Her husband threatened that he would destroy Mr. Charles's career in politics, and banned Georgiana from seeing her children if she didn't end her relationship with Charles. Georgiana could just only give up her relationship with Charles and carry on this fake marriage. Not long after, Georgiana became pregnant and the baby was Charles's. So her husband sent her to a remote countryside, so that she could give birth there and then come back. Elizabeth didn't mind the Duke's objection, so she decided to take care of Georgiana. After giving birth, the baby was handed to Charles's family. Seeing her child who was taken away, she hugged Elizabeth and cried out loud. She loved her children more than anything in the world. Since that day, Georgiana locked herself in her room all day long. In order to cheer her up, her husband organized a big festival, and even held her hand, but Georgiana rejected it. He didn't want to make it difficult on her, so he walked to the window, and saw his children playing in the garden. He said, "How wonderful to be that free." Suddenly she realized that during these years, her husband has been under too much pressure because of his noble title. Besides, she also understood why he married her. This was because Georgiana was energetic and cheerful, which was what he needed for his life. When seeing her first love Charles one more time, it was at the festival. They politely talked to each other. Knowing that Charles was about to get engaged, she was trying to hold her tears, as she needed to keep her noble attitude in front of everyone. Georgiana then lived a happy life with Elizabeth and her husband for the rest of her life. With Georgiana's blessing, Elizabeth went on to marry the Duke, and became the next Duchess of Devonshire. This was a sad history of Duchess Georgiana. Georgiana and her descendant, Princess Diana, had the same story. She hoped to be loved and got betrayed by her love at the same time. In brief, what do you learn from this tragedy marriage? They are compromise and tolerance. Alright, this is the end of the story. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and see you in the next video.